in life, nobody will go through this life without being tested. You won't go through this life without being judged. You won't go through this life undetected. And like Curtis, the late Curtis King once said that nobody is a saint, which is absolutely true. No one on this planet, no one on this planet is a saint. Okay, nobody is perfect, but do not think that the things that somebody's not monitoring the things that you do or the things that you say. You never know. And like recently, like a Hulu said that they was going to release a documentary called the Freaknik '94. Now, see, if you was alive and well in the year 1994, you know how lit the year 1994 was. I was 12 years old in 1994, and like when it came to pop, I noticed certain things like pop culture and and entertainment, which was highly elevated and celebrated during that time. Some of the best music came out in 1994. Some of the best movies came out in 1994, and I got a chance to witness that. Of course I didn't witness Freaknik. I didn't know nothing about Freaknik until like 2 years later when people was talking about this, and like Little Kim once said, and has some want a cheap chick better go down to Freaknik. I'm like, what the hell is a Freaknik? Uh, when I heard her say that, and like people like Freaknik was first. Hold up, let me give you a brief history. Freaknik was originally established in 1988. It was celebrated by black fraternities and black sororities. They got together, had a good time. Wasn't no freaking and sneaking when they was doing it. But then as the years elevated, of course, the influence of the Two Live Crew came into play, and other freaky booty jamming music, and with that comes the sexual energy. What comes the sexual vibes that elevated with songs like "Me So Horny" and "Do the Damn Thing," "Pop That Pussy," and like all of a sudden that's when the freak the freak vibe just came in. Like that, it was always there, but it didn't elevate it to like much later. Anyways, of course of course it was known for chicks busting it. It became chicks busting it open, sucking dick in the back of a cheap Cherokee, having random dudes finger you and whatnot. I'm just okay. I'm being explicit, but that's what was going on. Like as the years went on. And of course, they shut down Freaknik, and then you had the Black Bike Week and Kappa Beach Fest, which would do a way freakier shit. Girls walking around tight ass dresses, no drawers on. Freaknik is the one that influenced that. And now, of course, many years later, after it was shut down, they brought back they're having this documentary called Freaknik '94, and a lot of women are being spooked. Like some of the women who were there are spooked. Of course, a lot of those women are now mothers, some grandmothers. A lot of those women, a lot of those women are now upstanding citizens. They're they're some of them are doctors, lawyers, judges. Some are even preachers. And like and like when they said 1994, a lot of them was actually there in 1994. Of course, back then we didn't have social media. Social media was completely and totally non-existent. We didn't even have cell phones back then. Yes, there were cellular phones, but it was a smartphone. You could take pictures with it or text. And like you did, and only the rich people had cellular phones. Okay, like people that started having cell phones until 3 4 years later. And, like the smartphones didn't come into play till like the mid 2000s. But like back then, there were no cell phones. You had a beeper. Everybody who had a beeper. But for our youngsters don't look that up. Look up beepers and pages because I can guarantee you, like every other dude, if you saw that documentary, every other dude in that documentary had a beeper hooked to their hip. but then but and like of course we didn't have like I said we didn't we weren't haunted by the by internet. Like the internet didn't pop up to like a year after the Freaknik '94, because 1995 is when the free when the, everybody when the internet finally came along. But like still, I mean, we didn't have hold on, let me rewind that. Pe- uh, People were hunted by people were being hunted by this fuck. I'm sorry, I had to get my thoughts back together. During that time, there was still you still had the ways to document things like a camcorder, because you saw if a dude was walking around with camcorders and cameras and just photographing the things that they saw. And like of course many of those dudes they probably try to they kept that stuff hidden. They documented it for their own viewing pleasure. But somehow the the Hulu people at Hulu got a hold of some of this raw footage, and a lot of these women are now being spooked by what the because they don't want to be seen on camera doing freaky and sneaky stuff. I saw this one video where this lady was praying, talking about like Lord, let the wall let Jesus build a wall of privacy up. She was hoping and praying that that video footage doesn't show her doing anything freaky. Like she talked about, I kept my clothes on, and when they came with the cameras, I moved the other way. Okay, if you got to get on camera and say that you wasn't doing this and doing that, 9 times out of 10 you were doing the things that you said that you weren't doing. And a lot of these women, a lot of, I'm not excusing the men for those who want it. I don't excuse the men either if they were doing things they wasn't supposed to be doing. But like, right now the people who are making the biggest fuss are women, saying, trying to shut this documentary down, so because they might be on camera doing things they wasn't supposed to be doing, and like apparently you thought that like you thought that something like that was going to be buried, or it wasn't going to be brought up again. A lot of them are afraid that their children might see or see them doing things or some freaky things, or their grandchildren might see them doing freaky things. Like, hey, wait a minute, that's my mama, that's my auntie. Cause like it was a picture from a Freaknik. I don't know if it was Freaknik '94 or later on or years later. Some chick was busting it open, and some black police officer was holding her cheeks open, and somebody put up a picture. Somebody put up a caption that said, "Can you please take this picture down? This is my mom." That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of something like that coming afoot, and they don't know how to explain to their children or their grandchildren that their mom was a freak. And a lot of people and they're spooked about that now. They're trying to get it shut down. So someone said, well, how come they didn't sign a waiver that they don't want their image to be shown? Okay, back then, when you was out having a good time and doing whatever, like people, of course you might have saw the camcorders, but you wasn't thinking about signing a waiver or letting this person have my permission to use my image, because that didn't cross your mind that like many years later, that they was going to use this as a documentary. The word documentary wasn't popping up in these people's heads. They wasn't thinking that. But a lot of people are spooked because because they might be shown on camera doing freaky stuff. But like I said in the beginning of this video, you never know who's watching. You never know who's monitoring you. You never ever know, because like we all have made mistakes, and things that we're doing, the things that many of us do in the dark will come to the light. These are one of the things that came to the light. But it comes with the territory. That's just life, because nobody's perfect. But like they're gonna put this out anyway. But that's all I gotta say.